is my favorite time of the day. I wake up, I get to make my coffee. This is the calm before the storm. And honestly, the few minutes of quiet changes everything before homeschool starts. And this is usually when I jot down content ideas or check messages from moms asking about business tips or homeschooling tips. I have a little time in between making my coffee. I just try to enjoy this as much as possible, take my time. It takes me about 7 minutes to make my coffee. It would be the same amount of time if I had to wait at a coffee shop, except for I don't have to drive. So it makes a difference. While it's pouring, I'm just making my rounds through TikTok, Instagram, through my emails, whatever is going on at the moment, any messages back, DMs, anything like that. That's what I'm doing while I'm making my coffee. It's that simple that I get that little bit of time, but that little bit of time makes a difference. Then finally, it's a little bit of me time. I take this time to literally clear my mind. I light a candle, I drink my coffee, and I read something that is going to make my brain just be able to relax and carry me through the day, give me that sense of purpose for the day. Now it's on to doing work, homework, housework. We're gonna make sourdough. I'm still learning sourdough and it's messy, but it's worth it. Funny thing, my business feels the same way. Not perfect, but it still works. Too bad I didn't get to show you the final product of my sourdough because everyone dove into it before it even cooled down. That's how my first sale felt too. Messy, unexpected, but it proved this worked. Most of my days are filled like this: messy action, just making sure that I'm showing up every single day for whoever needs me. I I might not have a ton of followers, but you don't need a ton of followers to make sales. You just need the right people and the right market. If you're not feeding your business every day like you would your sourdough, it's going to become flat. It's going to become unusable. Yes, you can always fix that. You can always come back to it, but it will take more time. It'll take longer, and you're not going to end up with the perfect bread when you want it. So make sure that you're feeding your business every single day and showing up every single day in your business, whether it's back end, front end, TikTok, Instagram. Just know and have a purpose of what you are doing and what the end result is going to be. And that's what I do with my sourdough. I have fed this and nurtured my sourdough for months that now I can put it in the refrigerator, let it sit for months, and it works itself. And then when I am ready to come back to it and make another loaf of bread, I keep feeding it and I keep nurturing it so that I can make the sourdough, right? There is so many countless times that I've been guilty of leaving it and not nurturing it, not adding the flour, not adding the water, and it was a waste, a complete waste. It was time spent that I could not get back. Do not do that in your business. Show up for yourself, show up for your audience, your clients. Show up to tell your story, get your mission right, right? These are what is going to keep you from being stuck and keep you growing. If you've never made sourdough before, Mama, it's a process, right? It takes a little bit of time, a little bit of finessing, and that goes along with business. You have to start it. You have to take care of it. You need to feed it every single day. You need to stir it, and you need to make sure that it's got enough water and enough flour to grow and enough warmth. If it's too cold, it's not gonna ferment the right way, right? And in your business, you should think of it the same exact way. And this is where most of my time goes. And honestly, it's why I thought I couldn't build an income. I thought that because my schedule was so busy, I had so many things to do. I was homeschooling. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had sourdough to cook. I mean, I didn't have to cook sourdough, but it was something new that I wanted to learn. Homeschool. Homeschool is where I spend most of my time. And that is one of the reasons I thought that I could not build an income, was because I was so busy with this big chunk of time and making sure that I poured everything into my kids and made sure that their education was superior, right? I didn't want them to fall behind. I didn't want people to think that they were the weird homeschool kids. And so I poured a lot of my attention into this part, and I do it out of love. I want my kids to succeed in every single way possible, right? And I will do it over 1,000,000 times. But the truth is, you don't need hours. I didn't need hours. What I needed was simple systems to put in place that I could work from home, I could homeschool my kids, and in the little pockets of time that I had, remind you, I was doing this when I had 7 kids in the house. We no longer have 7 kids in the house. 4 of them went back to their bio mom. But I was doing this in the midst of having 7 kids at home. And my only time was literally nap time. That is the only time I was having time to work on my business. I would, sometimes at night, I would have an hour here or an hour there to work on my business if my husband came home on time from work, or we got all the kids settled down and everybody fell asleep at the right time, then I would have maybe an extra hour. But most of the time, I did this at nap time. I set my beacon store up in 20 minutes, and suddenly I had a real spot to send people. Using SWC, I have been able to finally have a system that works, and that I can take those little pockets of time that I do have between chores to make a difference in my business. One of my favorite parts during the day of homeschooling is learning with my kids. And on this day, we built a model showing how tendons and muscles move in the hand. And it's such a good reminder that our life and our business work the same way. Everything connects, and small pulls make big moves. And what I mean by that is that every time you upload a video, or every time you make a checklist for yourself, every time you make sure that you are doing your non-negotiables every single day, you are making a move forward. You are making another move, or a small move in your business that eventually will make waves, large waves in your business. It might not be today or tomorrow, but you will definitely see the satisfaction and the gratification of everything that you're doing, small and big, right? When I spend even 20 to 30 minutes a day, those little actions move my whole business forward. I'm being seen. Could you imagine? So we look at TikTok and Instagram and we see, oh, we only have 190 followers, or we only have 1,130 followers, because to get your link in your bio or to get whatever you need to put onto your Instagram or your TikTok, you need 1,000 followers. But could you imagine standing in a room with 1,030 people and telling them your message, telling them what you're doing, how you did it, and why you were there? Can you imagine? Like if you were sending out the right message every day to them and you were showing up for them every single day, they're going to start looking at you in an authoritative manner, right? They're going to look to you for advice, education, because they know that you're there. You're going to show up for them. You're going to be there if they need you. Those are the small things that are going to make those little actions, right? That are going to make so many big differences in your business moving forward. And I'm not showing you all of this because it's perfect. My life by no means is perfect. It's real life. If you're a mom who feels too busy, too tired, too behind, I get it. I'm right there with you. Overnight, we had 4 extra kids in our house. Overnight, my husband took a pay cut that was half of what he was making. Half of what he was making. That was that was like a blow to the gut when we found out. And there was nothing that we could do about it anymore. There was no going back. There was no backtracking. All we could do was move forward. And so I had to figure out what to do. We together had to figure out what to do. I was sick of watching him work tirelessly to provide for me, 7 kids, and we had a father-in-law living here. My father-in-law living here with us. There were 11 people in this house. I'm right there with you. But that doesn't disqualify you because you're too busy, you're too tired, you're behind. It just means you're ready for a system that works with your life. And if you're feeling that way, I've got a system for you. So, Mama, I'm going to drop this little bit of wisdom with you. If you're waiting for the perfect time, it's not coming. Start where you are with what you have. If you want the exact roadmap that I use to get my business started, the system that's working for me, I will put the link down in the description. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment or DM me over on my Instagram at homeschoolrich or on TikTok at homeschoolrich. Talk to you soon, mamas.